What's up, team? It's Super Robot Punch. I'm painting another muscle. This time it is Kid Muscle from the Ultimate Muscle series. Hopefully you guys watched the last one, which was Kevin Mask. I had a hard time with Kevin Mask. I had an even harder time with this guy here. I'll briefly get into why. All right, so when we start off, I wanted a really dark base layer for his skin. Mostly because I just didn't want a pale Kid Muscle. And I'm pretty happy with how the skin turned out initially. I think I did like 4 or 5 really light layers, and at the end of it, I was just over it. But again, you guys can be the judge at the end and tell me exactly what you think. All right, working on the arms. Would probably be the easiest part of this whole project after everything was said and done. He had a lot of intricate details on him and stuff like that. And of course, I wanted to go that extra step and do highlights and lowlights and all that other good stuff with like his hair and stuff. But I had a lot of fun painting this guy. My daughter painted another one. Kid Muscle again, not in the same pose or anything like that. If she's happy with the end result, I'll post it in a short so you guys can see that too. It's a mask. If you guys aren't familiar with Ultimate Muscle or just Kinnikuman as a whole, the main characters always wear a mask. It's a head fin. The head fin looks like Ultraman's original head fin from the original show back in the 60s. And the lips are also part of the mask. It's not it's not an ugly dude. Technically, they're supposed to be incredibly handsome under their masks. But the world will never know because they never take it off. Whenever they do take off their mask, it's a big, like, light beam that shoots out from where their face is. Hilarious. Okay, so I still don't have pink. I ran into this issue with my Kevin Mask painting. So I had to mix Evil Sunz Scarlet and Corax White together. Happy with the color. I should have did a little darker initially to work up to that really bright pink that I ended up using on here. But it is what it is. Again, you'll hear this a lot. I'm happy with the way it turned out, and every time you paint, it's a learning process. I don't think anybody considers himself a perfect painter, especially not me, Jesus. Now, speaking of reds, I didn't use Evil Sunz Scarlet here. I used Wild Rider Red, which I love this red. My favorite color is red. So each of my models hopefully has something red on them in some way, shape, or fashion. If you guys pay attention to the Kevin Mask video, again, tiny little feather on the side of his helmet. That is also, I think I actually used Blood Angels red on that one. Okay, so moving on, Kid Muscle's uniform is, or his leotard, I guess, for lack of a better term, his wrestling attire is 2 different shades of blue. Okay, it's a lighter seafoam color and a dark navy blue. I went slightly lighter on the dark blue, but the contrast isn't really there, but I also wanted to leave tiny little black areas where the sleeves end. The flesh begins on his arms. Again, happy with the way it turned out. Here we go with Corax White to do the eyes. Here's one of the parts that drove me absolutely insane. His symbol. We're looking at it now, and it's stark white now. I cut all the other iterations of that freaking symbol. It's a toy from the early 2000s, so it's not molded perfectly. So there's a K and an M on his singlet, right? Working the boots. Now the boots are easy work. I use Scrag Brown from Citadel Paints. But back to this little freaking symbol, right? It's not etched in there fully. Some models, like the one that my daughter worked on, the KM, you can literally just fill in, you know, like the little gaps, and it'll work perfectly fine because it's red lettering on a white background. I gave up. I painted the whole damn thing red, and then I filled in the white the other way. So it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it is what it is, and I'm happy with the end result, just like with the rest of this damn guy. All right, moving on to the stripe. All right, he's got one yellow stripe that travels from his collarbone all the way to the back of his singlet. Oh, Jesus. Just like with anything, when you paint, you're going to mess up. I got shaky hands, which is crazy that I chose a hobby like this, but I did. And now I'm recording it so you guys can see how shitty I am at it. Anyway, right, I wanted to use a nice bright yellow. yellow on black. Everybody knows you're gonna need several layers, and that's exactly how I did it. I took multiple layers. My daughter did it perfectly. Me, I had to go back and touch up. Like, again, next to the symbol, it's a little too wide. It runs down his thigh or above the knee and through the underside of his groin, and it comes in the back. It's really cool. Now, eyes, right? From Warhammer to Dungeons and Dragons to everything else that has a goddamn face. The hardest thing to do, and I'm horrible at it. Look at my hands. I got the tiniest brush, but I did use this really light blue contrast paint, and here's my thought process. The little figure I'm working on has the eyes sort of molded into it. So I just let the contrast paint kind of pool in the recesses, and I did several coats. I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out because the way that it's molded in, it looks good. And there's the symbol. I'm happy with the symbol. Like I said earlier, I ended up just going red as the base layer and then trying to work the white into it to make it look like a KM. It looks nothing like a KM, but I'm happy with it. And I did a little highlights on him. Really pleased with the way he turned out. Now, finishing step, like always, besides posing and taking lots of photos, is a nice clear coat on him. I used a Mr. Hobby this time, not the Tamiya. Really happy with him. I am. The whole impetus of this video is to see if I could do the same figure better than the actual toy from the early 2000s. I think it was a Bandai figure, if I'm not mistaken. It's a Kenshi, right? Or a Kinkeshi, sorry. And I'll let you guys be the judge. If you guys made it this far in the video, obviously, thank you so much. Listen to me ramble and freaking doodle on a toy from 20 years ago. Literally painting memories here. Really happy with the way he turned out. The highlights, I think, look freaking peak on the dark blue. He looks beautiful. And there he is. And let's compare him with the original. And boom. Obviously, 20 years in between the two of them. Love them both. I love them both, but I put a lot of work into that one. Again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Here is the last glamour shot. I got him in the old spray paint box. He's beautiful. Thanks again, guys.